Was the Stephen King book On Writing a Memoir of the Craft published in the 80s or the 90s? This is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out the show, and thanks for telling someone who loves trivia to give it a listen. Patreon.com/trivia with Buds is the easiest way to support the show monetarily, and for $1 a month, you can get the show completely ad-free. All Patreon donations for this month going to Northeast Tennessee flood relief efforts. So join for just a month and help out a great cause. Today's episode is all about Stephen King books. You got to tell me if the title is from the 80s or the 90s. And good luck on this 50-50 this or that round. Before we get there, we have the triple connection of Clown Race Electric. Clown Race Electric. Think of the connection between those three words like you're playing tribons, and I'll give it to you at the end of the episode, along with a fun fact of the day about the band Imagine Dragons. We're all warmed up, we're ready, and we're jumping into Stephen King books from the 80s or 90s. Here we go. It's Stephen King 80s or 90s books. Question number 1, we have Misery. Misery. Number 2, Pet Cemetery. Pet Cemetery. Number 3, Cujo. Cujo. Number 4 is Christine. Christine. Number 5 is the Tommyknockers. Tommyknockers. Number 6, Hearts in Atlantis. Hearts in Atlantis. Number 7, Bag of Bones. Bag of Bones. Number 8, The Green Mile. The Green Mile. Number 9, Gerald's Game. Gerald's Game. Number 10, Insomnia. Insomnia. And the bonus for 2 points, On Writing a Memoir of the Craft. On Writing a Memoir of the Craft. Those are all your questions for Stephen King books from the 80s or 90s. This or that 50-50 trivia. We'll be right back with the answers after this. We are back with the answers to Stephen King 80s or 90s. Let's see how you did. Number 1, Misery is the 80s. Number 2, Pet Cemetery, the 80s. Number 3, Cujo was the 80s. Number 4, Christine was the 80s. And number 5, the Tommyknockers was the 80s. So, did I do it to you? Did I make them all 80s? No, because number 6 is Hearts in Atlantis, the 90s. Number 7, Bag of Bones, the 90s. Number 8, The Green Mile, the 90s. Number 9, Gerald's Game, the 90s. Number 10, Insomnia, the 90s. And the 11th one, the bonus for 2 points, On Writing a Memoir of the Craft, the 90s. So the first half was all 80s. Second half was all 90s. Haven't done that in a while. And if you're a big Stephen King fan, hopefully you were able to get all of those correct. I remember my mom buying me the Stephen King book On Writing because she said, you're really into writing. This will help you become a better writer. And I thought that was cool. Late 90s, maybe 98, 99, I think. And he wrote that when he got into a car accident, if I'm not mistaken. Your fact of the day for today: most fans assume Imagine Dragons Radioactive is about a post-apocalyptic world, but lyrics writer Dan Reynolds revealed in 2021 it was actually about waking up in a new world after losing his faith in Mormonism. If you didn't know that, now you know. And your triple connections, we had Clown, Race, and Electric. Those are all types of cars: a clown car, a race car, and an electric car. Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend, and we'll see you next time for more trivia with Buds. Cheers.